In recent years, the use of Islamic finance for infrastructure development has gotten a lot of attention. Sukuk has gained significant acceptance as a long-term funding option can be used to help with infrastructure financing. There are a variety of sukuk structures available that use different Islamic contracts such as ijarah, murabahah, and wakalah, or a mix of them to give personalized solutions. Given this potential, the SC together with the World Bank convened a conference themed Islamic Finance and Public-Private Partnership for Infrastructure Development. The conference centered on how to deploy Islamic project finance in PPP delivery frameworks and identify the relevant policy, procedure, rule and institution interventions necessary to encourage both public and private sectors to use Islamic financing for infrastructure development. Global infrastructure demand is expected to exceed 80 trillion by 2030, with 51% for maintenance and the remaining for capital growth. The electrical and transportation sectors are expected to cost 70% of the total yearly investment. In 2016, the industry's total assets were estimated to be 1.89 trillion with three primary sectors: banking, capital market, and takaful. Islamic finance is gradually emerging as an important value proposition. By 2015, global Islamic finance assets are expected to grow and exceed 3.25 trillion. The outlook for the infrastructure sector in the key Islamic markets is bright, mainly in areas like transportation, power, water, utilities, housing, and education. PPP emerged following concern over the level of public debt, which had skyrocketed during the macroeconomic dislocation of the 1970s and 1980s. PPP structure is built upon a relationship between public and private sectors. Islamic finance is a naturally good fit for PPP infrastructure and PPP financing. There are three types of existing PPP framework, which include concession, contractual, and institutional. Some countries had a PPP program for more than 2 decades. Some countries have been troubled by poor contract management and many renegotiations during the term. In delivering equivalent value propositions in infrastructure financing, Islamic finance is projected to be similar to conventional. Islamic finance brings a distinctive type of investors to the fore: the Sharia-compliant investor who have shied away from conventional markets and untapped funds that are readily available for infrastructure projects. In an infrastructure PPP, a Sharia-compliant investor emphasizes the ethical obligation and transparency level of the investment. Islamic finance, as a funding instrument, offers value to the PPP framework since it supports risk-sharing in economic transactions, activities that benefit people, and focusing on material returns. During the conference, the North-South Expressway's experience was presented, focusing on the world's largest sukuk issuance of RM30.6 billion, called Malaysia's single largest sukuk issuance. Islamic finance could be the key source in developing infrastructure PPP. One of the attractive factors for entering this rising investment is the growing number of institutional investors seeking Sharia-compliant investment. There is no question of Islamic finance is non-compatible with PPP. Recognizing limitation and challenge that exist and understanding them are critical. Addressing the political will requires innovative leadership from both public and private stakeholders. Such leadership will help ensure a thriving capital market domestically and globally. There is a strong link growing between Islamic finance and sustainable development, especially in infrastructure development. Future initiatives should continue to position Islamic finance at the forefront of global finance. Such a discussion will be extremely relevant in assessing the impact of recent financial initiatives, namely the Green Sukuk issuance.